Still rocking after all these years.
This is the story of my rock and roll butler.
This is it, the show that started it all. Often imitated, but never equal. From San Francisco, USA, online since 2004. It's the one and only Rock and Roll Geek Show. With the original Rock and Roll Geek, Michael Butler.
Welcome to the Rock and Roll Geek Show. My name's Michael Butler. Thanks a lot for joining me. I really appreciate it. This is day one of the Dog Days of Podcasting 2016. This is my third year in a row doing this. If you were just listening because you are a Dog Days of Podcasting subscriber, thanks for listening, friends. I hope you stick around. All right. You probably won't, but if you do, I would appreciate it. So, and if you're just a regular Rock and Roll Geek listener, thank you so much, friends. I love you. All right. If you're a Rock and Roll Geek Show listener, the Dog Days of Podcasting is something that was started by Craig Stepp, my podcast mentor, Dave Slusher's co-worker, because a bunch of podcasters stopped podcasting, called pod fading. And this was a way to get people back into the groove of podcasting. It's where you attempt to do a show every day for 30 days. And this, I don't know how many years he's been doing. I think 4 or 5, something like that. But this is my third year doing it. It usually is about maybe 10, 12, 15 podcasters who decide to take part in the Dog Days of Podcasting. The ones I know, my friends who do it are Dave Slusher and Shockey from the Metal Moment podcast, and Dave Slusher, Evil Genius Chronicles. Anyway, my name is Michael Butler. I do a show called the Rock and Roll Geek Show, and this is not a regular episode of the Rock and Roll Geek Show. What I like about the Dog Days of Podcasting, besides the fact that it's way more independent than all the comedians who do the podcast, I like it because it kind of gets me back into the groove of doing a podcast on all the time. I usually do maybe once a week. Sometimes I'll skip a week because I'm too busy or something. I like this because it forces me to do a show every day. Usually my show is focused around music, and on the Dog Days of Podcasting, a lot of it probably will be too. I'll play some audio comments and I'll do maybe a song of the day or whatever, pretty much whatever I feel like doing. But what I like about it is I do things that sometimes is not around music, like I'm doing today. What I'm doing today, if you have listened to me on the last Dog Days of Podcasting, you know that I like to go out and get food, and one of my favorite things to do is drive out to Half Moon Bay to the fish docks, to the marina. What I like to do there is buy fish directly off of the boats. A lot of the boats go out fishing during the week, and they bring it into the marina and they sell it to the public, like me, right off of their boat. I love doing this because you don't get any fresher fish. I mean, it's the freshest fish in the world unless you caught it that day yourself. These guys, it's fresh as a motherfucker. All right, enough of the cussing. It's extremely fresh. That's my point. So I am right now driving out to Half Moon Bay. I'm doing this show not in the studio. I'm doing this on my iPhone using Boss Jock. So if it doesn't sound that good, I apologize, friends. I'm using the regular Apple earbuds, which I think they probably sound the best of all the earbuds. The last one I did was with some expensive earbuds that I bought, and they overmodulated and it didn't sound too good. So hopefully this one's going to sound okay with the Apple earbuds. I'm in the car, so there's a lot of noise, and the earbuds are clanging against my shirt. Driving down to Half Moon Bay, it's about a half hour south of where I live at Ocean Beach in San Francisco. It's a nice scenic drive. I enjoy the drive. It's nice and relaxing. You go through the woods, you go through Pacifica, you see the big pier, and you see a bunch of people fishing off the pier. Then you go through the woods, where sometimes I will sit around and with a bow and arrow and try to shoot squirrel, which I've never been successful at, but I like to do it anyway. Sometimes it's probably illegal because it is a hiking park. Anyway, that's besides the point. And then after you go through there, you go through the tunnel, and then you go through You drive by an airport on the right, which I am driving by right now, and on the left there's a farm. And between the farm and the farmer sells some local produce. I don't know what's growing, but there's a lot of stuff growing right now on this farm. I stop by there usually on the way back and get some fresh produce. It's a little high priced, but it's super fresh, and it's just a fun thing to do on the journey back from picking up some fish. So usually the first thing I do is I open up the Fishline app. It's Fishline. There's an app called Fishline where you can find local seafood, the freshest local seafood that you can. And I open that up, and on today's app it says that the seafood that's available is halibut, rockfish, lingcod, and sablefish, which is black cod. Sometimes this app is not exactly accurate, but I'm here today to pick up some sablefish, which is black cod. I like to get halibut, but you have to buy the halibut whole from the boats, and they usually charge like $11, $12 a pound, and the halibut's like 20 pounds. So I don't have $200 to spend on a fish today. So I'm going to go pick up hopefully a sablefish, and it's usually about anywhere from $7 to $10 a pound, and it's about a 2 or 3 pound fish. That's enough to feed my family, and it's super fresh. I'll butcher it and cook some of it, and some of it I'll make sashimi out of. So I'm pulling into the Pillar Point Harbor marina right now. A bunch of boats here. It's just really just beautiful out here. I mean, there's people out here picnicking, and it's a great drive. It's just really relaxing. There's a bunch of boats at the marina. I am pulling into the harbor now, and I'm gonna go see what the boats are selling. I usually pull into the 20-minute section. There is a Half Moon Bay Kayak Company here. A bunch of people waiting in line to get kayaks. They'll go out and kayak past the jetties, and there's a pier out here too, where me and this guy David Greenfield will sometimes go out and cast some crab nets out and try to get some Dungeness crab. Haven't done that in a while. I need to do that again. And a bunch of people out here eating fresh fish from some of the restaurants. There's a bunch of people out on the pier here where all the boats are selling and stuff. So I'm going to pull into the pardon me, I'm burping this fine water, not drinking beer while I'm driving. I'm going to pull into the 20-minute maximum parking section here. I'm going to pull out. I brought my Yeti knockoff cooler, which is a RTIC. It's a soft cooler. Take out one of my earbuds so people don't think I'm an idiot. They're going to think I'm rude anyway by talking into my phone. They'll probably just think I'm talking on the phone. So I'm getting out of the car. We're going to see what they have for sale here. Phone's going to go in my pocket. Hopefully it doesn't turn off. All right. Let's see. It's fish sales info, and there's nothing written down on the sales info. That's not a good sign. Usually when they have stuff for sale, they write the stuff down. So that's kind of a bummer. So I'm going to walk out here. There's a bunch of people out on this thing, and I don't see anybody coming back with any bags, which is also not a good sign. There's like 3 or 4 slips where you can walk down, and usually on the slips it tells you what they're selling. Oh shit, what's going on? Oh shit, okay. It's hitting some sound things here. So, right on here it says live lingcod, live halibut, live mackerel, and live sardines. Last time I went to get some live sardines, which I really love, they were out of them. So I'm going to go all the way down first and see what this guy says. Live rockfish and live lingcod on his boat. There's a sign. The wind is blowing. I apologize for the sounds, but there's a bunch of people looking over and looking onto this boat. So they're probably curious about what this guy's selling on his boat. A lot of Asian people come here and buy fish. I don't want any rock cod, rockfish, and I don't want any lingcod either. I'm going to pass on the rockfish. I really want the sablefish. That's what I came here for. This dock here has nothing went down on it. This one has nothing on it, but the guy is selling rockfish. Damn, no saberfish. This is not a good sign for me. Kind of bummed. Shit. Well, this could be a bust, friends. Fuck, I was hoping I would get some cool fish. Oh, wait a minute, these guys are picking up some fish from this guy. I'm gonna walk down and see what this guy's selling. I don't want any rockfish.
One is calamari.
Let's see, what's he got?
What kind of fish do you have, man?
I'm all sold out, sorry.
Oh, all right.
Oh, there you go. This guy just sold out. Bummer. Oh, I don't want any rockfish. I'm going to walk back up to where the sardine guy is. Last time I went to the sardine guy, all he had was anchovies, and I don't really want any anchovies. So this could be a bust. Not a good start to the dog days of podcasting, friends. But I did take a nice drive to Half Moon Bay. I'm not going to get rock cod just because I don't want to come away empty-handed. What you really have to do when you come out here is you have to come out here on a Saturday. Yeah, screw that. I'm not going to get any rockfish. Now, that captain of that boat is kind of a jerk anyway. I've talked to him before. He's not. Some of these fishermen are not the friendliest guys. So I will walk down here to where the guy claims to have sardines. Sardines are very good. You put them on the skewers and you put them over the grill. Very tasty. I walked. Oh, I know this Chinese lady. I don't know where I know her from. She looks familiar. All right, walk down to this dock. I don't think this guy's gonna have anything because there's no customers down here, but I'll walk down here and see anyway. If you're ever in the Bay Area, I suggest you come down to Half Moon Bay because it's very scenic. A very cool thing to do. I don't see any boat down here, so this is not a good sign. Yeah, this ain't happening. Bummer. Bummer. There's a seal looking for fish too. Well, that sucks, friends. Went all the way down to the dock, nothing today. Shit, you gotta come here way earlier. Tip, come here on a Saturday, it's the best time. I waited until midday on a Sunday, which was a mistake. I had to work on Sunday. I wanted to come before work, but I could not make it here in time. So that was the Dog Days of Podcasting, episode 1, friends. Not a good start. I hope it's not a sign of things to come. But all is not a total loss because I got to come out to the dock. I'm gonna go to the section over here. There's a place where you can actually buy the fish already cleaned at close to retail prices, but it's super fresh too. So I will go up to there, Princeton Seafood Company, and just see what they have. But thank you for listening, friends. Find me at rockandrollgeek.com. Send me an email, rockandrollgeek@gmail.com. Area code 706-621-ROCK. I'll play your audio comment, show review on the show. Find me on the Facebook, R&R Geek. Find me on the Twitter, R&R Geek. Find me on the Instagram, Rock and Roll Geek, don't ask. Oh, might as well play a song to get us out of here.
All he wants to do is fish. All he wants to do is fish. Don't have a home, don't have a name. He don't know fortune and he don't know fame. All he wants to do is fish. All he wants to do For some it takes a lot to make their life whole, but all he needs is water and his fishing pole. All he wants to do is fish. All he wants to do is fish. You can call him Jaime, you can call him Stan, you can call him stupid, cause it's probably what he am. Hey! Check, get some wild Irish rolls. Mr. Hooky Man has a hold of his head, and if he never lets go, he won't care. Bluegills, bottle bass, crappies and trout, he can't help it, that's all he thinks about. Eyes fishing, fly fishing, fishing in a stream, and when he goes to sleep at night, he's fishing in his dreams. All he wants to do is fish. It takes a lot to make the life whole, but all he needs is water and his fishing pole. All he wants to do is fish. All he wants to do is fish.
It's a rock and roll geek train wreck.